Hey everybody, I'm Kate Dillon with Crate Insider, and of course I'm here today with Willy Krupp from Willy's Carbs and Dyno. And Willy, you come out with something new every single year, constantly innovating over everything. It's always amazing. So tell me about what we're looking at here on the table today.
Thank you, Kate. First of all, I enjoy coming into these trade shows, to be able to see you guys and doing these interviews. It helps our company out tremendous. The quality of your interviews is awesome. And what I'm here to show you today is we've went above and beyond all the years of building carburetors. We've come out with a new system. It's called the Equalizer. This new Equalizer series, it's dedicated for Pacific engines. We have the 602 crates, we have the 604 crates, we have the 525 crates. Now, those things for years we've been able to change the jets and tune them up the best we could, but now we can zoom in. We can zoom in per cylinder and look at each air to fuel ratio per cylinder, and not only be able to view it, but be able to go in there and change it. And it's opened up a lot of knowledge for us. It's made the engines have a lot more durability now. It's allowed these engines to be able to accelerate smoother, the restart on the racetrack better. The drivability on the racetrack has just skyrocketed. Not only do these things just run better, it's going to make these motors last so many more races longer now. And what we've done is we've went and done all the homework for the racer here. We went in here and analyzed which cylinders running lean, which one's running rich, and went in there and then properly addressed it. And the engine, it just rewarded us with showing us how much smoother it can run. We didn't know these motors could run this smooth. I mean, we've been around them for years, and man, this thing just runs so silky smooth. The restarts are awesome. I mean, it's got so many advantages, and all this hard work that we've done it for the racer here, to where they're going to be the beneficiary. Because as they buy one of these new Equalizer carburetors, so they put it on their car, all this extra dyno work, all this homework is done for them. All they got to do is bolt it on. Let me show you a little bit of difference of what we've done over the past years and what we've done this year.
Well, actually, let me ask you a quick question. So you found that when you compared 604 versus 604 versus 604, that you found the same, like one cylinder, that different cylinders require different amounts of fuel, that they don't burn all the same, but you would find that from one crate engine to the next that there would be that continuity?
Yes, you're exactly right. The repeatability of these motors, because they have the same camshaft, same intake manifold, same cylinder head, the pulse inside the intake manifold, they're all the same. So what happens is the fuel that's coming down to the intake manifold, it's the manifold's job to get it distributed to all 8 cylinders evenly. Well, it doesn't do such a great job, so it needs a little help. And we're the guy that goes in there and goes over and sweeps some fuel from the lean cylinder to the richer cylinder, and all of a sudden that cylinder comes to life a little more. It's a lot happier. It runs cooler. The overall water temperature in these motors are going to run a lot cooler now, because all 8 cylinders are running at a temperature that we've requested, not what they've been running in the past. We've had lean and rich cylinders all the time.
That is fascinating. One wouldn't think that there would be that amount of variation or that amount of continuity between one crate engine to the next. So that's a big surprise. That's a big surprise to me.
Yes, and our job as carburetor builders, obviously we want to make all the torque, power we can for these engines. And the bottom line is we're making motors run the way they was designed to. The way that they got a certain cubic inch, they got certain compression, certain amount of camshaft. These things are designed to run at a certain power level. And what we're doing is making them run the desired power level that they was engineered for. And now, us as carburetor builders, we feed off these racers. We've got to be able to keep racers racing. How are we going to keep racers racing? We got to keep them in the cars. We got to keep them out here racing every weekend. And the way we're going to do that is keeping these motors alive longer, and not have these lean cylinders and all these rich cylinders that wash the lubricant out of the cylinder, and also we get premature cylinder wear, and then we burn pistons with the lean cylinders and valves. We can keep racers racing. It keeps all of us in a job. And it's an enjoyable. Everybody wants to go to the racetrack. Everybody loves to go racing because it's in your blood, and we enjoy going to racing whenever it's all great. And what's the worst thing about racing? End up in a wreck. You damage your car, or a motor's broke. And we gotta financially, we gotta look at all this stuff and say, man, none of us can really afford to go racing necessarily, but this is definitely a way it's gonna cut costs in racing.
Excellent. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the specifics on this.
What we've come up with here is, we gave it a name. It's called Equalizer, and the reason why it's the Equalizer, it equalizes all the fuel to all the cylinders evenly, and we do it for you. It's not nothing that we hand off a kit to a racer and he's got to go in here and figure out, what do I do with all these parts and pieces? We do it for you. We did the homework. We've got the dyno. We've got all the equipment. We go in here and do all the testing. We've spent numerous hours in developing this stuff, but it's for the end product. That's what you're buying, is the end product. All of our hard work is what you're getting, and I'll show you here the difference in these boosters here. What we have is different length boosters, which amounts to putting fuel on either side of the butterfly for certain cylinders. Now, what we do here is we have each booster marked. It's all in thousandths of an inch. Like this here is 375, that's an inch, 375 thousandths. Here's a 500, it's an inch, 500 thousandths. And now, as we go in here and change this stuff on our dyno, all it takes is this little slide hammer. We take the booster out. We'll change the length of it to vary the amount of fuel to go in whatever cylinder we're trying to either add fuel to or take from. And we just make a booster selection. We have 17 different boosters here to choose from. They're all in 25 thousandths lengths. And once we choose the proper booster for the application we have, we slide the booster in with a couple of taps. We're all seated again. We're ready for the metering block and the float bowl to put back on, and ready to do another dyno test. Keep in mind, for these crate motors, all this work's been done for you. And when you get these things, they're just ready to bolt on and start enjoying racing again.
And you don't, as a guy with a crate engine, you don't have to change out those boosters at all. You would already have it all set up. The only time you would have to do that would be, let's say you change from a 602 and you maybe go to a 604, or you go to a 525. That's where that's going to change. Would that be correct, or would you ever, as a 604 guy, have to change your boosters at any time?
No, if you're staying 604 racing, that booster stays in there. It's going to be married to that carburetor. But if you do change to a 602, we'll coach you on what you need to change, and you can either do it yourself with that easy install tool right there, or we can do it for you. It's simple as that. You do not have to buy another carburetor. We can do all the changing right here. And these things are super cheap per booster, and that way, there again, we're saving racers money, keep racers racing, and that's what we're circled around.
And of course, there are some racers that have both a supercar as well as so they've got a built engine as well as a crate engine. Then they could also use that same exact carburetor, just changing out boosters. Is that correct?
Yes, they could. When we get into the super late models, we have different size Venturis and throttle bores, which will go into a different carburetor selection. But even with the super late models, we're working with all the professional engine builders to where we can educate them on how to do this cylinder-to-cylinder tuning, and it's enhancing their motor program, their durability. I mean, this is a product that I wish somebody would have come out with 20, 30 years ago. We're very fortunate that we have it. We do have it patented, and it's an awesome deal for us, and we enjoy it. And we know that we're going to be benefiting us and the racers together with this, and the thing runs so well on the racetrack.
Well, that's so exciting, and these are all like set up, they're dynoed. You even have particular stickers that go with them, so you can even mark them. They're even marked with what kind of engine that they're set up for.
Yeah, so over here we have a CT525 engine. We've got a carburetor that's already dedicated for that particular engine, and we'll show you right on top here what the sticker looks like.
So any other items that we need to know about the Equalizer Carburetor, Willie?
That's our new product for this year. Obviously, we come out with our Super Bowl, 6 years ago. You was the first one to interview us on that, and what a ride. I mean, this Super Bowl system is really taken off in the open wheel modifieds, and the dirt late models. That is the newest upcoming product for them. It started last year. We've got so many racers on this product now, and I think we got like 660 some systems out now, and what a deal. And it's just been remarkable for us.
Excellent. And of course, the Equalizer Carburetor is available on CrateInsider.com. Thank you always, Willie, for taking your time with us. And if you're at PRI, come and stop by and see the Willie's Carbs and Dyno booth. We're in booth number
3933.
3933 here at PRI. Thanks so much for watching.